In the frozen wilderness of the Ice Age, where glaciers stretched across continents and the wind howled over barren tundra, survival was a relentless battle fought with tusks, claws, and sheer brute strength. Among the giants of this prehistoric world, two creatures stood out as the undisputed titans of their realms: the polar bear, a colossal predator honed by evolution to dominate the Arctic, and the woolly mammoth, a mountain of muscle and fur that symbolized the raw power of the Pleistocene. Though these two giants belonged to different niches, the overlap of their ranges in the glacial steppes of northern Eurasia and North America raises a tantalizing question. What would happen if a polar bear, driven by hunger, confronted a woolly mammoth? The polar bear, or Ursus maritimus, is the largest land carnivore on Earth today, with adult males typically weighing between 900 to 1.500 pounds and some exceptional individuals exceeding 1.600 pounds. Built for raw power and endurance, polar bears possess a thick layer of blubber beneath their dense fur, which serves both as insulation against the Arctic cold and as a form of natural armor against bites and slashes. Their forelimbs are immense, ending in paws equipped with 3-inch claws, curved and sharp, designed to grip slippery ice and tear through flesh with terrifying efficiency. These claws, honed for disemboweling seals, can deliver slashing strikes powerful enough to break skulls and crack bones. The polar bear's bite force, estimated at around 1.200 pounds per square inch (psi), is powerful enough to crush the skull of a seal or splinter the thick bones of walruses. Despite their size, polar bears are surprisingly agile, capable of sprinting at speeds of up to 25 miles per hour for short bursts on land. In the water, they are even more formidable, able to swim for days and cover over 60 miles without rest. Their hunting strategy revolves around ambush, often lying in wait by breathing holes in the ice to strike seals that surface for air. Against smaller prey, a polar bear's sheer mass and power often make battles brief and one-sided. But when faced with an opponent many times its size, the bear's power might not be enough. In stark contrast stands the woolly mammoth, or Mammothus primigenius, a behemoth of the Ice Age that dwarfed even the largest land mammals of today. Adult male mammoths could weigh between 6 to 10 tons and stand up to 13 feet at the shoulder, covered in a thick coat of fur and a layer of fat up to 4 inches thick. Their massive tusks, which could reach lengths of 15 feet and weigh over 200 pounds each, were not only weapons but tools, used to shovel snow, strip bark, and fend off predators. A mammoth's skull, reinforced by dense bone, was built to absorb impact, allowing it to charge with unstoppable momentum. Even more formidable was the mammoth's sheer endurance, built to traverse the tundra for miles. They moved in herds with protective formations, adults circling the young at any sign of danger. The woolly mammoth's primary defense was its size and those lethal tusks. A single sweep of a mammoth's head could shatter bone and impale predators with the force of a spear. Their skin, over an inch thick and covered in a dense undercoat beneath the shaggy outer fur, was nearly impervious to bites and claws, requiring a predator to find a vulnerable point such as the eyes, trunk, or underbelly. But even these giants were not invincible. Fossil evidence suggests that predators, including packs of dire wolves and even early humans armed with spears, sometimes brought down mammoths, usually by separating the young or weak from the herd. Imagine a neutral battleground, an ice-choked riverbank beneath a darkening sky, glaciers looming in the distance, snow falls in thick, silent curtains, muffling all sound. A herd of woolly mammoths, steam rising from their flanks in heavy clouds, moves slowly across the snow. In their midst, a calf stumbles, barely a year old, legs spindly beneath its shaggy coat. Its mother, tusks sweeping wide, pauses to nudge it forward, ears flaring at every gust of wind. From the shadows of a broken ice shelf, eyes black and unblinking, a polar bear watches. It has been days since the bear last fed, ribs pressing stark against its fur, muscles twitching beneath the skin. The scent of warm blood and musk, carried on the wind, sets its jaws to aching. For a bear, this is no hunt, this is desperation. It prowls forward, massive paws silent on the snow, eyes fixed on the calf lagging at the herd's edge. The charge comes suddenly, an explosion of white fur and muscle. The polar bear, jaws wide, strikes with a roar that splits the frozen silence. The herd surges forward, eyes rolling, trumpeting in alarm. The calf, eyes wide and dark, flounders in the snow, legs churning. The mother swings her tusks, a lethal arc of ivory that slices through the air with a hiss. The bear veers aside, claws raking, and catches the calf's flank, blood steaming in dark rivulets down the snow. In a brutal dance of survival, the bear and the mammoth calf thrash through the snow, blood-streaking white fur, eyes wide and wild. The calf bellows, trunk flailing, but its strength is nothing against the bear's claws, which tear deep furrows in thick fur. The mother charges, tusks lowered, and the impact is seismic, bone striking bone with a crack that echoes for miles. The bear, ribs shattered, snarls and lashes out, claws raking deep across the mother's flank. Blood sprays, steaming, and the snow becomes a battlefield of red and white. In the end, the outcome is inevitable. The mother's tusks, driven by 6 tons of muscle and fury, find their mark. The bear, impaled and broken, is flung aside, chest heaving, blood pouring in dark rivers down its white fur. The calf, trembling but alive, staggers to its feet, eyes rolling with terror. The herd, trumpeting and stamping, closes ranks, forming a wall of tusks and trunks around the young. The bear, breath rasping, sides heaving, watches them disappear into the snow, eyes dark and sightless. This battle, brutal and one-sided, underscores a brutal truth of nature. Sheer power is nothing against overwhelming size and numbers. For a polar bear, even one driven to desperation by hunger, a mammoth is not prey but a mountain of muscle and tusks. Nearly invincible, even a calf, protected by the herd and its mother's fury, would be a near impossible target. In the Ice Age, where survival was a game played by giants, even the mightiest predators had their limits. In the end, the bear lies broken in the snow, and the mammoths march on, steam rising in clouds beneath a darkening sky.